This passion has led me to specialize in banking industry in areas where AI plays a crucial role in driving efficiency and innovation. Mentorship and community support play pivotal role in forecasting the next generation of women technology leaders. I think that's a very, very crucial step. In the midlife of your career or at a leadership position, continuous learning becomes very, very important.
Reflecting on your own experiences, any final words of advice or any best practices that you would like to share? Thank you for watching CIO News. I am Simran Shivalkar, a journalist at CIO News and your host for today. This session is being recorded and it will be available on our YouTube channel, our website cionews.co.in and our LinkedIn as well. Today we are back with yet another episode from our exclusive series called Wonder Women in AI. I have with me Ms. Baghi Agrawal. She's the VP of Digital Onboarding Business Banking at RAC Bank. With 20 plus years of multinational experience, she optimizes processes, enhances customer engagement, and drives operational excellence. Baghi is also a managing partner at InvestWiz Advisory Services, collaborating with innovative payments fintech companies. As a strategic leader, she pioneers automated finance solutions, mentors teams, and executes change managing strategies. She also directs Women in AI, DoTech, fostering a global community of women in AI, and has also been promoted as the Chief of Staff of Women in AI. It gives me immense pride and pleasure to welcome her in this episode. So Baghi, thank you so much for agreeing to do this with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me.
The pleasure is totally ours. And with that, I would also like to ask you the very first question. With such an inspirational journey spanning across various industries in different roles, can you help us can you share a bit about your journey? What inspired you to specialize in this domain?
Yes. First of all, thank you, Simran, for the kind introduction. I agree with you. My journey has been diverse and enriching one. Throughout my career, I have been driven by a passion for leveraging technology to transform business processes and enhance customer experience. This passion has led me to specialize in banking industry in areas where AI plays a crucial role in driving efficiency and innovation. What inspired me the most was the opportunity to make a meaningful impact at the intersection of finance, or rather banking and technology. So over the years, I think we've seen AI has been used a lot in banking, and hence fintechs are the flavor of the millennium or flavor of the century right now because of the AI and the technology and the banking processes. So this transformative potential has motivated me to delve deeper into AI and explore its application across various sectors, including payments and fintech. And I think moreover, my journey has been shaped by a strong belief in the power of diversity and inclusion. And I am dedicated to, as part of Women in AI, I am dedicated to foster a global community where women can thrive in AI and data technology fields. I believe that diversity not only drives innovation, but ensures we have a broader range of perspective. We make sure the biases are removed if women are part of this whole crowd where we're working on AI and technology together. In essence, my approach has been combining strategic vision with hands-on execution. As I said, I am an engineer by heart. And strategic vision along with engineering has given me this opportunity to embrace change and continually push boundaries to unlock new opportunities. And that's how it's inspired me throughout my career life.
Very well said, and thank you so much for walking us through your journey and giving a comprehensive view. On the same lines, as someone who's deeply involved in digital onboarding and fostering innovation, are there any common challenges or complexities that you have come across?
I think the biggest challenge facing women in tech today is the persistent gender imbalance. I think that is across, and the barriers that hinder women from advancing and thriving in the field. If you look statistically, across the world, there are only 30% women who represent at the leadership position, and the reason could be multiple. So I think these are the factors which we need to work on and see how we can increase the statistics, make 30 to 40%, 40 to 50 or 70. They say by 2030, women would represent approximately 43% in the leadership position. Still not a huge jump, but at least there's an increment. And I feel this lack of representation not only limit career growth opportunities for women, but also impact the diversity of thought and innovation within organization. If you just have one perspective, and if you don't have other perspective, definitely you're not going to bring together these innovation across the organization. And to address these challenges and better support women in tech, organization can take several proactive steps, like promoting inclusive culture, creating inclusive work environments where women feel valued, respected and supported is crucial. Offering mentorship and sponsorship programs. If you see young women, when they have young families, they generally tend to take a break. And I think that's when it's a major challenge to come back in the career line again. So I think while offering mentorship and sponsorship program will help a lot. I mean, my mentorship program that the women with experienced mentors can provide guidance, advice, and opportunities for their professional development. I think this can help a lot. And I see a lot of organizations lack in this. So when a woman takes a break, it becomes an extended break. That's what I have seen. And then I think women, I am not saying women, I don't want to play a women card. I also want to say that women need to invest in skills development and training, because that is extremely important. With the world evolving so fast, providing access to continuous learning opportunities, technical training, skill development will help women to stay competitive and grow their expertise in tech fields. And one of the challenges we face is addressing bias in recruitment and promotion. With AI being everywhere in recruitment, I think there are some inbuilt biases because the data we feed, that's how it works. So you need to address those biases. Organization needs to implement unbiased hiring and promotion practices to ensure that women are given equal consideration for opportunities based on their skills and qualifications. Another thing is, women generally as young mothers or women, we are more prone towards family. Family comes first and then the career comes. So I think work should foster for work-life balance culture, offering flexible work arrangements, parental leave policies, supporting childcare. I think now a lot of organizations are helping to support childcare so that women can come back to work. And this is how we can manage work-life challenges. And on top of it, creating networking and community platforms. I think within the organization or across globally, if we can create a community for women or create a platform to network for the women and meet like-minded people, share experiences and support each other professionally, I think that will help a lot. And in the end, advocating diversity at leadership levels. I think that becomes a crucial factor. If the diversity is at top, then it trickles down from top to bottom. I think that becomes an extremely, extremely important factor to create a diverse culture across the organization.
Very rightly said, and absolutely, I think the way you also said, women also need to put them across in a way they need to upskill themselves to remain, to thrive in this space. And on the same lines, Baghi, I would also like to understand, being a part of Women in AI, you've built a global community, something that inspires and educate women in this field. How do you see the role of mentorship and community support, when it comes to fostering next generation of women in when you see the role of technology leaders?
So, as you rightly said, Simran, mentorship and community support play a pivotal role in forecasting the next generation of women technology leaders. I think that's a very, very crucial step. They provide guidance, encouragement, and sense of belonging that are essential for women navigating the often male-dominated tech industry. If you see across, it's more likely male-dominated industry. So I think one way I can say is guidance and role modeling. Mentorship offers personalized guidance from experienced professionals who have already navigated through similar career path and have faced challenges. I think that will help a lot. Second is building confidence and resilience. I think for many women, especially those early in their careers, having a mentor or being part of a supportive community can boost confidence and resilience. And I think that's very, very important to survive in this tech world or in this corporate world. It provides a safe space to ask questions, share experiences, and receive constructive feedback, which is vital for professional growth. Networking and opportunities. Mentorship and community support open doors to networking opportunities, introduction to industry contacts, access to career enhancing opportunities. Like in Women in AI, we do a lot of events across the year, and we bring all like-minded women together on a platform where they can share their experiences, ask questions. We even offer mentorship program during those networking events. I think that has helped crucially a lot for women. And being in so I am in UAE right now, and we've done multiple forums or multiple networking events where women can participate and share their experience. In fact, we've also kept in touch after the events. So that's how we build the networking opportunity and a platform where we bring all the women together. And last but not the least, inspiration and aspiration. I think seeing successful women in tech industry through mentorship and community serves as an inspiration and aspiration for the next generation. It shows them leadership positions are attainable and encourages them to aim higher in their careers. And as Women in AI, the most important pillar is promoting diversity and inclusion. I think this contributes to promote diversity and inclusion in tech by actively supporting the career advancement of women from diverse backgrounds. So there is no limitation of which kind of women. Even for the women who want to enter into AI and data field, we have a separate mentorship program for them, because women who have no experience in AI but want to enter in that field, we offer mentorship, we offer courses. That's how we bring and bridge that gap for the women to advance in their career and bring a career progression path for them. So our focus is on creating a support. Our focus is on supporting global community where women can connect, learn from each other, share resources, inspire one another. That's how we bridge the challenges.
Fantastic. I think it's a great initiative, rather inspiring. And the way you put it across, where you want women to connect and thrive in this space, it's a great support system, rather, especially for women who want to make their mark when it comes to tech. And along the same lines, we've spoken about the challenges and how you can, create that support system for you. Anything that you find particularly rewarding now that you've been working in technology, you've been at a leadership position, something that's always amazed you or you've always found rewarding?
So I think there are many factors. One is to drive meaningful change and innovation that positively impacts people's life. So here are some key aspects which I can see are rewarding is innovation and problem solving. I think I can very loudly say women are the best problem solvers. Women are the multitaskers, because women can work in multiple areas. They can put their brain in multiple subjects at the same time and still solve the problem. So I think with technology, it offers endless opportunity for innovation and problem solving. As they say, technology is the answer. What's your question now? Technology has become the paramount for everything in life. So as a leader, being at the forefront of technology advancement has allowed me to spearhead initiatives that improve efficiency, enhance customer experience, and introduce disruptive solutions to long-standing challenges. Second one I can say is impact on society. Technology has the power to create societal impact, from improving access to financial services through digital solutions to advancing healthcare through AI diagnostics. Leading technology initiatives can contribute positively to society is incredibly fulfilling. Like if you see in India, if I say the UPI payment, like I'm just talking an example as a payment industry, UPI payment has taken in India by storm. If you see every person, even a normal street vendor, has a UPI payment scan and pay. So it's become a digital cashless society. And how it has become? Because we have technology, to leverage technology to enhance a payment industry. And you can see that it's again a tech revolution. Payment was always there. There was always used to pay. You buy something, you pay. But technology has advanced, which has bring ease for the customer to pay and for a street vendor to have a bank account and use it efficiently, creating a digital cashless society. So that's how that's how the technology can bring an impact on the society. Empowering teams. Leadership in technology involves inspiring and empowering teams to achieve their full potential. Mentoring and guiding individuals to grow in their careers, innovate fearlessly, and collaborate effectively towards common goal is very, very satisfying. And as I keep hitting the drum again, driving diversity and inclusion, I think being a leader in technology also means advocating diversity and inclusion. creating inclusive environments where diverse voices are heard and valued not only fosters innovation, but also ensures technology solutions addresses the need of broader spectrum of users. We don't limit our innovation to a very small set of society. We look at the broader picture. And of course, continuous learning and growth. Technology is a dynamic field that constantly evolves. And as a leader, staying abreast of emerging trends, learning new technologies, and adapting strategies to meet evolving challenges keep me intellectually stimulated and engaged. I think that's across for everyone. Continuous learning and growth, even in the beginning of your career, in the midlife of your career, or at a leadership position, continuous learning becomes very, very important. And then building partnership and networks. As I said, networking effect. If you see, the effect of networking can bring a lot of difference in the society, or you can bridge the gap where women are not able to enter in the field. Networking plays a very important role. So I think forging those partnerships with industry peers, academia, startups, and government bodies has amplified the impact of technological innovations and creates synergies that drive collective progress. I think it becomes a very important and inspiring future leaders. Perhaps most rewarding is the opportunity to bring your next level up, to have your one downs be ready for to be the next future generation leaders. Seeing individuals grow into confident, capable professionals and knowing that I have played a part in their journey is very, very incredibly fulfilling. So overall, working in technology and leadership allows me to combine strategic vision with hands-on execution, to innovate, solve complex problems, and to make a meaningful difference in both tech and society at large. So the dynamic nature of the field and ability to lead teams to transformative changes makes it a truly rewarding career path.
Wonderful. And thank you so much for being so elaborative about this, drawing in your own personal experiences and making it so simple for me to understand and hear it from you. And certainly I can agree, technology has made life more simple, more convenient, and rather more adaptable, especially the example of cashless payments that you just mentioned. Lastly, I would like to understand from you, Vagi, reflecting on your own experiences, any final words of advice or any best practices that you would like to share, especially with women or your fellow women leaders who aspire to make their mark in the tech industry?
I think the first thing is believe in yourself. I think that's very, very important. As women, we always constantly judge ourselves, and we're the one who rate ourselves the most negative. And like if you see any job opening, if the woman doesn't fit the role, she doesn't even apply because she constantly judges. She looks at the job description like a right framework and she has to fit in that. If she doesn't, she'll not apply. But if you see a man applying for that role, even if he's not done 1% of it, he'll still apply for the role. That's a chance he takes. I think we build with that DNA. So I think believing in yourself is the most important and the foremost, which is very, very important to recognize your strength, skills, and unique perspective that you bring on the table. So I would say that's the most important. Then set clear goals. Define your career aspirations and set clear, actionable goals to achieve them. I think that is very, very crucial. And as I said, continuous learning and growth. Build technical and business acumen. I think being only technical, you in the end have to have that strategic vision mindset to build that technical abilities or bring that innovation on the table. So continuously update your technical skills, stay informed about industry trends, develop a deep understanding of technology can drive business outcomes. Seek mentorship and support. Seek out for mentors. Don't be shy. I would say just if you need a mentor, reach out to them. It's very, very important that you have a right mentor to guide you, advise you, and support you throughout your career journey. I have been very lucky. I had some amazing mentors in my life who have helped me to grow till this position in my life. So I think mentors offer insights into navigating corporate culture, making strategic decisions, and overcoming obstacles. And then network strategically. I think that is another, to build a strong professional network within and outside your organization is very important. So basically attend industry events, participate in tech communities, actively seek opportunities to connect with peers, leaders, and influencers. And last but not the least, navigate challenges with resilience. Recognize that challenges and setback are part of the journey. So develop resilience to bounce back from failures, learn from experiences. And then, as again, I will say, promote diversity and inclusion. It starts from your house. If you don't promote, others will not promote as well. So it's very important you keep that in mind. So leadership is all about empowering others, driving positive change, and making a meaningful impact. So I think these are my set goals, which I would like to tell my every fellow women to follow.
Thank you so much, Vahid. This has personally inspired me on so many levels, and thank you so much for making it insightful, inspirational, and a wonderful conversation indeed. I had a lovely time. I'm sure our listeners and viewers have a lot to take away from this session. So thank you once again for agreeing to do this with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Simran. Happy to be on this platform and privileged to be here.
Absolutely. And I personally look forward to having more such conversations with you and connecting with you often.
Definitely. I would love to have a Women in AI forum on CIO.
Absolutely.
So definitely, let's keep this networking opportunity grow further.
Yes. We'll definitely connect, and we'll be wrapping up today's session. But I really want to take a moment for giving us the time and sharing insights from your own personal experiences. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Simran.